Homophobe? You mean normal? No, I mean hole. Hey Spuds, how's it going? It's Jamie. Welcome back to another video. I don't know, but welcome either way. I'm very glad to have you here to help me get through this round of homophobic memes. We are here with the memes that are anti-LGBT in some way, that are trying to give props to the homophobes and the transphobes and all the phobes of the LGBT-nesses. Also, just pre-warning you, some of these are going to have like lines or crosses or scribbles on. It's because I find some of them on a subreddit that's decided to draw on, like ruin homophobic memes. I don't know who needs to hear this, but good people don't spend their time harassing marginalized communities. That is not the homophobic bit, so I don't know why that has a cross through it. Amen. LGBT should stop harassing Christians and conservatives who disagree with them. I forgot that defending rights constituted as harassment. I always find this very frustratingly funny when homophobes are like, oh, but it's the LGBT people who are being difficult and having a go at Christians and conservatives and like shoving their lifestyle down our throats. And it's like, I'm sorry, I've never had a gay person knock on my door and say, can I convert you to gay? No. I have had religious people knock on my door wanting to convert me. Nobody else has tried to convert me to their way of life other than religious people. Not all religious people, just a portion of them. Anybody who is trying to live by a religion but uses that religion as an excuse to be bigoted towards marginalized communities, you are breaking the fundamental 101 rule, right? Of like, just be a decent human being. Being horrible to others because of the way they're born is not being a good person. They took Christ out of Christmas and turned it gay. A pride nutcracker. Oh, we love a pride nutcracker. Look at that glorious specimen. I do find nutcrackers odd though. It's the teeth are very chompy, which I guess is the idea because they crack nuts with the teeth, right? I mean, if you took Christ out of Christmas, you'd have mass. Not gay. I don't know how they got gay from mass. Homophobic people getting offended is a rather enjoyable thing in life. And if making a nutcracker a little bit pridey has really pissed off this person, then cool. A corporation needs 50% male board members and 50% female board members. Happy crowd with pitchforks and clubs and burning things, yay. A child needs a mother and a father. Angry, grr. Oh yes, because equality in the workplace is the same as homophobia. A company needs a mother and a father, and so does a child, therefore gay couples. No. I am fascinated by the connections that homophobes and transphobes draw between things to try and excuse away the phobia, the bigotry, the discrimination. This is what training somebody at a young age looks like. Grooming. The top image displays a bunch of children waving flags with a certain Nazi symbol on it, and the bottom one depicts children waving pride flags. That is the comparison they're trying to draw. This is even more wild than comparing a boardroom to a family. I've said that and I'm like, obviously it's more wild. This is absolutely atrocious. And I'm sorry, but which demonstrations and rallies is it that the Nazis show up to? Oh, yes, the transphobic ones who are hated upon by people with these kind of views. The LGBT community is so weird to me, making this connection. I think somebody needs to go read a book and learn how to be a decent human being. 1995, a guy walks into people in, oh dear, what? Oh my god, it's my husband. 2021. Oh my god, it's my husband. What? So bisexuality was invented at some point between 1995 and 2021. That seems unrealistic to me. What are they trying to say with this meme? That everybody's turning gay? Everybody's turning bi? I don't know. If you're gonna make a meme, at least make the message somewhat clear. Have children just to flex on the gays. I don't know if the family in this image made this meme or if somebody took this family photo and put the text onto it, but they do realize that gay couples are having children because we have things like IVF and adoption and surrogacy. Gay couples are having families and having kids, and so this really isn't the flex that you think it is. And it's also being inadvertently, rudely flexing on cis-het couples with fertility problems. Have children just to flex
flex on people who can't.
But actually, given the wonderful technology that we have nowadays and the fact that there are lots of kids needing good homes who need to be adopted, gay couples and any couple who cannot naturally conceive at all or naturally conceive without a little help are having families. So this is very weird. This is not a flex. You're just being dicks. Therapists after inventing LGBTQ. Oh, it was the therapists. It's time to make some profits. God. Yes, we're going to invent all these sexualities, force people into thinking they are those sexualities and gender identities just so that they'll have therapy. Why does that just not make sense to me? I wonder, it seems like such a logical thing. So believable, but for me, just doesn't add up. Oh my God, they're so dumb. I would like homophobes, like anybody who's anti-LGBTQ, if they believe this kind of thing, to just ask themselves, why? There are plenty of things that people go to therapy for. Therapists would make enough money and have enough work without there being gay people in the world. So why and how would it work to invent it? I am very confident that there is documented instances of people being LGBTQ plus in some way long before there was the concept that we have of modern therapy today where therapists make money. It's not a confusing question about what came first, like chicken or egg. It's literally LGBTQ plus identities have been around forever. They are not a new thing that have been invented because of therapy. Breaking: Tennessee House passes bill that would ban pride/LGBTQ flags in public school classrooms. Good start. They're exhausting, aren't they? Is it not tiring to be hateful? I feel like it would be a very sad, exhausting existence to just hate on people for no reason. The straws you would need to clutch at, they must have great grip. Pride Month is so defeated. I love you. What's this? I think a guy proposed his girlfriend in Pride Month as like a got you to the LGBT plus community. And someone just commented going, having gay men on your mind while you're on your knees, Pride Month won. How can you think that you have won if you are thinking of gay people whilst you're proposing to your girlfriend? I don't understand homophobes. I'm letting everyone know I'm heterosexual, so feel free to praise me for my courage and incredible bravery. No. They do realise that gay people don't come out going, hello everyone, I'm gay, now shower me with gifts and praise for how brave I am. That is not at all what happens, and the only reason why there is a necessity for people to even come out as gay and why there's a necessity to have things like pride is because of bigots. Bigots are the ones who are like,
we don't need this, gay people are taking over, why is this not for straight people, where's straight pride?
You being the ones saying that are literally being the ones meaning that we are needing pride for longer because it's all about representation and equality. It started off as riots for getting rights, and we are still not fully there for the LGBT plus community. That's why we still need it. There is still such huge amounts of discrimination. In some countries it is illegal just to be gay, let alone having any rights like getting married or safety in the workplace. So to be so arrogant as to think that it's all about being showered with praise and being called brave shows a ridiculous amount of ignorance. I honestly just think it is embarrassing to open your mouth and speak about a topic when you know this little, because everything you're saying makes you look really dumb. Heterosexuals preventing extinction for over 2 million years. Thank you, heteros. Hold on. How long have modern humans been around? 200,000 years. There is a lot of homosexuality in the animal kingdom as well, and I'm sure that early humans were homosexual in some ways as well. Some of them were. You say thank you, heterosexuals, for preventing extinction. I say, well, thanks for overpopulating the planet. This is a really weird image to use. Just two people swimming, because that's how you make a baby. You swim together. It's both assumptive that like the be all and end all of being a human is to have children, and also assumes that gay couples cannot, will not, and do not have children and have families. So no, I will not thank heterosexuals. A drink glass. Oh, so as you're drinking it, we start off as that's definitely a dude. When is this from? Like some shit joke from the 90s? It can't be. It's not. Who cares? Oh, haha, yeah, when I'm drunk, I don't care anymore. Just stupid. Oh my god, the LGBTQ crowd is mad because the Hawk Tour girl is stealing their attention during Pride Month. I don't remember anybody being mad about this. It was just so bizarre the way it happened. This is just them grabbing something and being like, oh, another thing was talked about during Pride Month. Haha, the gays must be mad. No, she can go ahead getting viral for spitting. Why do gay couples only buy male babies? 1, who's buying a baby? 2, where is this stat from? 3, why the goose? Answer the question, why don't they buy girls? What is this? The only conversation points and arguments and topics that homophobes can win are ones that they make up themselves and choose the answers for. And that's what's going on here. The reason why so many homophobic and transphobic talking points and arguments don't make sense and are not based in actual fact and have nothing to do with what the LGBT community are actually doing or saying is because the only way that transphobes and homophobes can seemingly win an argument and have a valid point to make is if they create their own scenario that they then create the conversation points on to win. If they don't do that, they just have to admit that they are bigots. Help! He's attacking me, and he's what happened? The attacker has been struck down with lightning bolts and stars. What's wrong? She misgendered me. I'm a Z-Zim. And then the people asking the attacker what's wrong look angrily at the victim. Oh my god, this is just literally, we were just talking about their made up arguments, and this is, yes, this really happens. And I guess not in this specific scenario, but I feel like this is them trying to say nobody cares about what an LGBTQ plus person has done wrong. They're automatically the victim if they've been misgendered, like be misgendering or being transphobic in some way, like, oh my god, all is forgiven. It's just such a bizarre thing to create in your own mind. They are obsessed. This got me banned on Grimdank. I don't know what that is. Maybe you all will get a kick out of this. So it's the Grim Reaper. It's the LGBTQ Reaper. What? So that's killed all of these things. I guess it's put LGBTQ-ness into these different things. Sorry that LGBTQ plus people existing is so upsetting to you. I really hope it means that you as a homophobe and or transphobe can no longer enjoy any of your favorite things because we're everywhere. What sexuality? Lesbian. Why does every character have to be gay or lesbian now? It's called a trend. If you take like TV and media representation, and for the last 2 decades, 99% of it has been cis-het people that are represented. We are now seeing, for example, 10% is now LGBTQ plus representation. Still, very much a majority of characters are cis-het, but we are just seeing a somewhat slight increase in the LGBTQ plus representation. People who don't like gay people, people who don't like trans people, people who don't like anything that isn't cis and straight, suddenly feel very threatened that it's not a completely like minuscule, ignorable amount of representation anymore. And there are actually decent shows with gay characters, with trans characters, with bi characters, with characters who are not cis-het. And it's not that it's overtaking, it's not that every character has to be gay or lesbian now. It's not that it's a trend, it's just that we're recognizing that there is a good portion of society that identify in some way as LGBTQ+. They deserve to be represented and see themselves in film and television and books and things, and we are starting to make some progress on that, and the cis-het bigots don't like it. Leave the kids alone. And he's puking up a rainbow. Often these types of memes and this type of sentiment come from religious homophobes. Why is it acceptable for kids to be raised deeply religious and not given a choice in their religious beliefs? Why is it acceptable for kids to recite the Pledge of Allegiance every day in American high school or school? I don't know if it's just high school, but like school in America, kids do the Pledge of Allegiance. Why is that okay, but it's not okay for them to simply learn about LGBTQ plus identities? Why is it then that suddenly it's indoctrination? And then you realize that actually it's the same with trans kids not being allowed to transition and take certain medication like puberty blockers. You realize it has nothing to do with actually caring about children or caring about what they're learning about or caring about the medication they could be prescribed, and it is all about control, and it's all about controlling children to make sure that they grow up sharing the bigoted views of the adults who are scared of their kids being more open-minded than them. These are just coming from adults who are absolutely terrified of the LGBTQ plus community and absolutely terrified of people who are not cis and straight. They are standing on a station watching a very fast moving train go by, and they are screaming hate at that train. And yeah, it's hurtful, but eventually they will just be left behind screaming into a void and nobody will listen to them. So the family, I'm assuming mum, dad, 2 kids, and then LGBTIQA plus. It would actually typically be LGBTQIA plus. It just flows a lot better off the tongue, you know? Yeah, they're absolutely livid that straight couples exist and they have families. Wow. What it should be is a gay couple with a family and then a homophobe at the bottom, because that is literally what they do. LGBTQ plus people aren't getting mad that straight couples are having kids and existing as families. Homophobes sure are getting mad that there are happy gay couples and there are gay couples having kids. Someone said July is Pride Month, so I thought I would post my pride. And I feel like this is where we get kids being taught to hate and then also being taught that they should pledge allegiance to the country they live in, which is just really bizarre to me. And then you suddenly get this type of attitude. I was raised that these colours were a promise from God, not pride of living in sin. Pride of living in sin. And there we have a homophobe, because it's not sinful to be gay. I thought rainbow was for nature, not mental illness. I feel like they need to progress their understanding beyond some very, very outdated diagnostic material and recognize that the rainbow still exists in nature. Okay, so this is a screenshot of some rules for a Facebook group from, I think, somebody's local town that they posted on a subreddit where I find these memes. No hate speech or bullying. I would typically expect this to go in a certain direction, right? Bullying, name-calling, rudeness, degrading comments/posts, and inappropriate reactions will not be tolerated towards anyone, business, authority, or politicians. No swearing, especially the F word. We keep the group clean and appropriate. No promoting LGBTQ posts, events, videos, etc. God is welcomed here always. How can they not see the irony in saying no bullying, name-calling, rudeness, degrading comments or posts will be tolerated towards anyone, but nothing LGBTQ is allowed? How is that not being degrading? How is that not being rude by disallowing a group within society from being part of this, from interacting and sharing their truth? Why is God welcome but not gay people? There is a lot of hate speech and bullying towards the LGBTQ plus community, and this group, literally in their rule for no hate speech or bullying, is going to be adding to that. You do not fit in here. I'm assuming this is supposed to be angry LGBTQ plus people shouting to straight people. Okay, we will make our own place, say the straight people now in a little window. Why are you excluding us, say the angry LGBTQ plus people to the straight people. Oh no. And then they invade. You do not fit in here. And the LGBTQ plus people take over again. How did they make this and not realize the LGBTQ plus community are the little pink blobs? How have they made something else that they have just got entirely the wrong way around? If people are actually this delulu in thinking that homophobia doesn't exist and the LGBTQ plus community are the big baddies in society, that is terrifying. And I really hope that we have good education in schools so that we do not raise another generation who are homophobic in this way and just absolutely so misguided about the LGBTQ plus community that they would even think a meme like this is in any way accurate. And apparently this was a meme created to show the appropriation of safe spaces for marginalized communities. They've literally made it about homophobes. Like, what, do they think that they're a protected characteristic now? Get in the bin. Cool game. Here's $6 gorillion to make it gay and lame. I mean, that's only because you're homophobic and you think being gay is lame. Go cry in a corner and don't play games anymore. Excuse me, miss. Excuse yourself. I'm not a miss. I'm non-binary. No, you're not. That's just something unattractive people with no social skills say to make themselves feel special. No, it's not. A lot of these memes are so embarrassingly bad that it gives me that internal cringe of, you know, when you're watching a comedy set and it's just a lead balloon, nobody's clapping, you can hear the crickets, the tumbleweed goes by. That's what these memes feel like. Teachers when I was a kid. I hope everyone had a good recess. It's time for math. Teachers now. Whiteness is privilege. Now, who is ready to hear about my sexuality? I mean, being white is a privilege. Teachers are not coming in being like, who wants to hear about my sexuality? I mean, I remember growing up and pretty much like every teacher I had, like, you knew if they got married, like if they were straight, you knew when they got married, and like, oh, Mrs. Pregnant, oh, she's had a baby. They talk about that kind of stuff. They talk about it when it's like cis-het related things in relationships, but suddenly it's inappropriate if like a teacher were to say that he had a boyfriend, and that's like, oh, you're just telling the kids all about your sexuality for no good reason. It's like exactly the same level that the straight teachers talk about their personal lives, which is incredibly minimal and probably just in passing. The perception that homophobes have of the world is incredibly skewed. And on that note, that was the last one for today's video. What did we think? Did you like the video? I hope you did. Think about giving a thumbs up and subscribing if you want to, but no pressure. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye.